everyone? My name is Patrick. You're watching the Oilers Rundown. Apologies for the lack of updates over the past few days. Returned home to Edmonton on Tuesday, but was feeling a little under the weather. Had full plans on doing a video tonight. Had a few different ideas in store, but Jeff Jackson, with an excellent move this afternoon, changes all those plans. The Edmonton Oilers have traded Ryan McLeod and prospect Ty Talio to the Buffalo Sabers in return for prospect Matt Savoie. This is an absolute win for Jeff Jackson and, of course, the Edmonton Oilers. Getting Matt Savoie, a former 9th overall pick 2 years ago by the Buffalo Sabres, he immediately becomes the top prospect in the Edmonton Oilers organization. If the Oilers weren't so deep with forwards this year, I'd say he had an outside chance of making the club. Probably Oilers teams from past few years, Matt Savoie would have an excellent chance of making, but with the roster so deep now, he's probably a couple years away. Adam Henrique is sitting there as third-line center for the next couple years, but maybe Matt Savoie steps up here in 2 years' time and joins this team. But for now, he'll head to the Bakersfield Condors. I'm sure he'll give a decent shot in training camp, but like I said, with the roster so deep, he is probably headed for the Bakersfield Condors. But what an amazing pickup here for the Edmonton Oilers, as described here by Bob Stauffer, a skilled right shot forward that was a big part of Moose Jaw's WHL championship. Last year in the WHL, Matthew Savoie had 71 points in 34 games, picking up 30 goals and 41 assists. A lot of people in the hockey world asking why the Buffalo Sabres would do this trade. Well, Jason Gregor was mentioning on his show this afternoon on Sports 1440 that Savoie has battled a lot of injuries over the past few years. So injuries probably playing a key factor here. But the Buffalo Sabres were in search of a new third-line center. Ryan McLeod certainly fits that bill. And they still get another prospect along with Ryan McLeod and Ty Talio. So the Buffalo Sabres doing more than okay here. But I think clearly the Edmonton Oilers are the big winners in this trade. I know a big portion of the Oilers fan base is going to be very disappointed in losing Ryan McLeod. I'm one of them. I was a McLeod fan. He's my wife's favorite player, along with Leon Draisaitl. So the Oilers definitely got to keep Draisaitl now, but don't think that should be an issue. So losing Ryan McLeod will upset a lot of people, but getting Matt Savoie in here is a huge win for this organization. The Oilers are pretty much set in the bottom six. Ryan McLeod probably would have been a fourth-line center here if he came back next season. So I think this deal is good for Ryan McLeod. It's good for the Oilers, gives everybody a fresh start, and absolutely wish Ryan McLeod all the best with the Buffalo Sabres. He was an excellent Oiler. This trade does solve some big problems here for the Edmonton Oilers, frees up $2.1 million in cap space. The Oilers still have to sign Philip Broberg, Dylan Holloway, Raphael Lavoie. Broberg and Holloway, obviously the big ones on the big club. I don't think Raphael Lavoie will be on the Oilers roster next season. He'll challenge in training camp along with Savoie, but I think the Oilers are just too deep at this point for too many guys to crack in. James Hamlin will be in that group as well, trying to break through, but we'll see what happens there. But for right now, Matthew Savoie, the biggest prospect in the Edmonton Oilers' new prospect pool. So really, really excited by this trade. Savoie's a local boy. The Edmonton Oilers did recently have his brother in Carter Savoie. He wasn't qualified recently by the Edmonton Oilers, so he's a UFA. Maybe after acquiring Matt Savoie, the Oilers send a contract offer Carter's way. We'll see. Probably unlikely. I can't imagine they would let him go if they were just going to sign him later on. But maybe they just didn't like Carter Savoie's qualifying offer. So we'll see what happens there. But for right now, Matthew Savoie is officially an Edmonton Oiler. And I think all of Oil Country extremely excited by this acquisition. Savoie is listed as a right shot center, but he has primarily been playing right wing. So I imagine that's how he'll start with the Bakersfield Condors, but as I mentioned earlier, he could be a possible replacement for Adam Henrique in a couple years' time, possibly joining the Oilers' bottom six. So I think that's all I got to say on this one, guys. I have some other video ideas that I will be putting up this weekend. I want to talk about the Oilers' general manager search, what's happening with Evander Kane. It looks like LTIR is in his future, but lots to cover. For today, though, I just wanted to cover the Ryan McLeod, Matthew Savoie, Ty Talio trade. the Edmonton Oilers acquiring Matt Savoie. Let me know your thoughts on the trade in the comment section below. If this is your first visit to the channel and you like what you see, please consider liking and subscribing for all the latest Oilers content. You've been watching the Oilers Fanatic. Thanks for being a fan.